I promised that we were going to talk a little bit about the manifesto. So that's what we call it, is the manifesto. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it the plan, you can call it the, the steps, whatever. But at some point, and I want to encourage you not only to do this for yourself, but it's really important that you do it with your significant other. And when your kids are older, even before you think they can handle it, pull them into the conversation. But as a family, you got to know what's most important to you. I'm not a very religious person. I'm just going to be honest with you, but I tend to be a very spiritual person. And I love families that are religious, though, because they already understand this, that somewhere in their house there is a list and they say, first priority is that, we follow this religious practice, right? They're very clear on what has the highest need. And, and so it may say, okay, the first thing that we have on our list is that we go to church, and we go to church as a family. And that's non-negotiable. And on, Sunday at 11, we're in the church pew, and that's what we do. And what my husband and I realized was that we needed to get that way about our lives. It just wasn't that wasn't our thing. So on our list in the beginning, in the first year that my son was diagnosed with autism, when we understood the importance of ABA and how critical it was going to be, and that we had caught it at a window in which every minute was going to really determine whether he was going to have a successful outcome, we put at the top of our list our son's therapy and what would help him with autism. And then the second thing was keeping a roof over our head. I'm just being honest with you, right? And then the third thing was looking a little bit further down the road, was that, my husband was an actor. We were just talking to somebody who their husband was an actor. And so he needed to be working the job that he was doing, and I needed to find work that I could do around the therapies, but that we needed to be looking for something that, could help us down the road and not just survive, because you want to thrive too. So the next thing down was my husband's acting career, because, if he got a commercial, that would be enough money for us to do 1, 2, and 3, right? So that was on the list. And then there were more things. And I want to say, that in the beginning, my career and my things was not in the top 10. It wasn't there. And it wasn't there because we as a family, but me first, I chose that. I said, right now my career is going to be my kid and his therapies, and that requires me full time, and I'm cognizant of that. And so our list reflected that. Not everybody has the luxury, and I say that with the full knowledge that for us, it wasn't a luxury, right? It meant that we halved our income and all the things that meant, right? I'm going to be figuring that out. I don't know if we're ever going to be out of that debt, but it was what we said was most important. And we were sure that we knew why that was most important. Later years, my career came back into play. It absolutely did. So for those of you who, first of all, have decided to succumb to that and say, I'm putting my eggs in this basket and I'm going to come back to it, I want to tell you, it's not the worst thing that can happen to you, and that a time comes when you can come back to your career. But we just were clear, these are what are things that are most important. And we try to revisit it every year and go, okay, what are we trying to do here? What is it that we as a family are trying to do? Last summer, as we looked at it, and my son and I and my husband both agreed, all three of us agreed that my son and I needed to be doing more traveling, that we wanted to get to more of you so that you could hear the story of hope. So that changed things. So set yourself whatever it is, the manifesto, and then see if you can follow it. And I'll tell you a secret, that if you can't follow it, it's because you don't have the list right. When you have the list right and you look at it and you go, right, that's the most important thing, you will find that it's easy to follow it. Easy is not the right word, that there's some peace involved in it. Not easy, hard, but peace in it. Okay, so make yourself a manifesto. Be mindful of the choices that you are choosing. And when things get tough, you'll be able to go, yep, this is tough, but remember why we chose this? This is the reason why. And then it gets peaceful.